So I've used a Apple Magic Mouse my entire life, basically, since I've been using computers. And I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I swear this isn't rage bait. I love the Magic Mouse, but I have a Windows laptop and the Magic Mouse doesn't really play well with PCs. So I decided to take a chance at a different mouse. People would say the best mouse ever is the MX Master 3S, but I'm pretty cheap, and so I decided to see what else was on Amazon, and I found something that's similar, not the same, but similar. Today I'm going to be talking about my quick thoughts on the Rapoo mouse. I'm sure there's some amount of letters and numbers after it, but I'm just going to call it the Rapoo. And first off, it's a terrible name. Really bad name. Please, Rapoo, change your name. It was $50. Actually, a little bit less than $50. And the MX Master 3 is $100 right now. So is the MX Master 3 $50 better than the Rapoo? Probably, but I've been testing it out a little bit, using it with my PC, using it with my Mac, and it's not too bad. It's definitely a mouse. So points on that, but it feels really nice when you're using it. Your thumb rests perfectly on this little indent and your hand curves right around the mouse like it should. Now, I've been using it for a little bit now, and this is probably because I've been using the Magic Mouse for so long, but I feel like my hand was getting like a little sore. I was a little afraid that I was going to push too hard on the button and accidentally trigger something. And so I think that's just on me. But if you're just a regular mouse user and you don't use the Apple Magic Mouse, I think you would be fine. Now, the reason that I got the Rapoo over other mice in its price range is because of this side scroll wheel. I edit in Premiere Pro, and I really like the ability to scroll sideways on my timeline and scroll up and down to look at all of my different layers. As projects get bigger and longer, that means you have to scroll up, down, and sideways. And the Magic Mouse makes this really simple. With the touch interface, it's absolutely flawless, it's perfect. But getting back to the Rapoo, having a dedicated side scroller is a necessity for me. That was something that I really needed, and the only other mouse that I saw with that was the MX Master 3. I could be wrong, I could have done more research, but this and the MX Master were the ones that stuck out to me. Again, comparing it to the Magic Mouse, the scroll on the Magic Mouse is just flawless. It's like you're flicking it with your finger, which you are because it's a touch interface. And with this, the side scrolling does work, just not as well as the Magic Mouse, because the Magic Mouse responds like you're using a touchscreen on the mouse. And so it's really fluid, really nice. And the Rapoo responds like you're scrolling a wheel, which is totally fine. And it works well and it gets the job done. And that's kind of what I needed this mouse for, is to just work when I need to take my laptop on the go, because I do prefer using a mouse over a trackpad, because my hand does cramp up when I'm using a trackpad. Something else that was really important for me is that I could use this both on my Mac and my PC. And so that's why I really like that it has the ability to switch between different profiles up to 3, which is fantastic. I can use this on my desktop, on my laptop, and on another device. But another feature it has is you can open up this little magnetic door here, right, somehow. If I can get it. There we go. And there is a little 2.5 gigahertz receiver that you can plug directly into your computer. And actually, I haven't tried that yet. Sorry, I've only been using the Bluetooth. But I'm sure that would be an even more stable connection than Bluetooth. So, I haven't had too many issues with using the Bluetooth. It's been perfectly fine on the PC. I did notice that I feel like it gets a little jumpy on my Mac. My Magic Mouse just works perfectly, but it goes a lot slower, I noticed, when I'm using it. I have my pointer speed at the max settings on my desktop. Sometimes it still just doesn't go fast or far enough for me. PC, I have it at half the speed and it is perfect. So I don't know, if I play around with some of those settings, I'm sure it'll help a little bit. But that was just one thing I noticed. Again, these are just initial thoughts because I wanted to do more YouTube videos in 2025, so this is an excuse to do another video. So for the price, it's a really good mouse. If you can shell out $100 for the MX Master 3, go for that one, because I haven't used the MX Master 3, but I feel pretty confident in saying from other YouTubers' experiences that the MX Master 3 is probably better than the Rapoo. But again, is it $50 better? I don't know. That I think you'd have to decide for yourself. But for video editing and photo editing, all that kind of stuff, the Rapoo is great. I don't do any kind of gaming on my Mac. Any kind of gaming I do on my laptop, I tend to use a controller. This mouse could be a completely different story for gaming. But for productivity, I think it's great. So something else that I really appreciate about this mouse is it has forward and back buttons on them. They might be programmable, I'm not sure. But it has these buttons that are used right now for forward and back. So whether you are in your file explorer or you are web browsing, it is going to go forward and back. So it's really nice. That's something that I really appreciate about this mouse as well. Another nice thing about this is it charges with USB-C, which I really appreciate. So just for fun, here's a little comparison between the size differences of the Rapoo and the Magic Mouse. As you can see, they're very different sizes, and I'm a Magic Mouse stan, but Magic Mice just don't work well for PCs. Now, I know there are apps that you can get, and I've gotten them before, that you can make the touchpad work for PCs, but they cost money, and like I said previously, I'm cheap, which is why I bought the rip-off version of the MX Master 3S. But in this day and age, who isn't looking to save a buck somewhere? So I think it's worth the $50 just for my initial use of this. But I'll keep you guys updated and let you know how the Rapoo is doing maybe in a year from now, because that's how you're only ever gonna know if a product is working for you, if you use it long term. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.